water. This is in some arena. Marble Falls. Arena. People, we have an issue where for centuries we have fight. At one stage, people think because the upfront war not go on, the battles not go on up front, and think the war over. Now the people have fight several battles, covert battles are go on, and we not see them. Covert things are being taught in these schools. Our children are not being invited to these classes, but the effects of these classes are being taken out on our children. When you look on some things on the media, and there's some big things go on, check it. Under the quiet, some other issues are going against black people somewhere. On page 3, page 5, hidden in some little corner somewhere, just some little bypass. Yes, it mentioned, but it just barely seen, while some little things where you wonder about. The headline, front page. What start me off on this journey this evening now? This issue about Benjamin Mendy. And how in case of rape, and jury find him not guilty on 6 counts, and rape and 1 a sexual assault, but him still have 2 more charges if he retrial in a June, because them could make them decision. And some of these issues, for years me I look point with black footballers, you know. When I start wonder about it first, you know, about 99, 2000, some about that. And they are North Carolina, and I remember when I come in contact with some people from one town named in a Philly, when near Allentown. I remember exactly when I come with a link about some football side down there, and somebody want me to come play down there. I mean, I know how it going, but I ain't know nobody there. I mean, I ain't go yet. And by the time I turn at 2000, I find myself, I'm still there in North Carolina, and next thing I know, out of the blue, I'm there training around one place named Wake Forest or Wake Field, the school name, the college name. Out of the blue, I see this white girl, I don't remember what she name is now. And this girl just interested in me, interested to talk to me, so interested to talk to me, so. Yeah, I talk to her and get to find out Allentown she come from, Pennsylvania. Like somebody has said, give me a girl, because I remember me tell the people I'm in 99, I know nobody there, I don't really know the place. I'm just about and go back to New York. Out of the blue one evening, with the Iva training over and call that place the Moshulu Park behind the hospital there up Jerome Avenue, up Gunnell and Jerome there. Behind Webster Avenue, up in around another area there. You have field round there so. I see this girl show up. Maybe like what the fuck? And from there so you know that evening there, I tap give me game. Me dey on a ride bench from that evening there till they look bad. Got this white girl show up and I said me think me a star of white girl that come from X places come watch me. And me go on like me a big star. Anyway, me a look on it from the night there after. Come here and hang out a little bit. And she put herself in a position where me coulda fuck her. And it's like, me don't know why, you know. But it's like, I just said to me, leave her alone. Sit down in her car, chat, ride, she can drop me back. Which part me I go, me never make she drop me on my yard. No drop me, she drop me up white on 233rd there. But chill out what you call it, on a Bronx River Park on 233rd and I make she go and catch the highway and go on where she go and fill the Pennsylvania she go, Allentown. Make she go on where she go. I don't know what happened to my phone, I think they get it off and I end up go somewhere else again. No. I don't remember, I end up go somewhere else. Some other state, I think I don't remember which part I go. But I end up go somewhere else after Caribbean National mashup. Or I think sell Caribbean National to Craig Butler. And for the GSE thing. So that's all. I think me start the photography and some other things because I just decide to say whatever. Because I have no winning mentality. But I know me left go play football somewhere else. I remember how that got the period of time between that white girl there. How the sequence go exactly after this about me. Start look pattern and these white girl, then just somebody send on these white girl pan you. Out of the blue. I see one case with these man, what them I say? One of these footballers say where this white girl get locked up a couple years ago. I say in a want have sex with the girl. You never wanna have sex with the girl. The girl go on and 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 almost embarrassing man would all of them sitting there till it so happen. Then 2 days later I also in charge for rape. Or accused of rape. And then the woman, couple years later, go admit say a blood clot lie she tell upon the man. How wicked can these people be? And them plot against us. For what? What really? Has somebody set them against me? Hmm? The accuser men they get accused. Benjamin get accused. Two other men they get caught up in it. Hmm? Edward Mendy from Chelsea. Him get caught up in it because the media show film picture as the person where do that rape. And then the other brother, cousin, Furlan Mendy from Madrid. Film picture get caught up in it and the media show for the people a picture as the accused of the rape thing. These people, some of the time, them just hear a name and just dig a picture and just push out something. Don't validate and sure. Suppose these people now. A character and defamation right the son of people don't need to see them as I see them face, oh, this a person rape people in England. Rape 9 women in England. One of the men they might never even come to England. They want to play for Madrid. There's a picture all over the tabloid saying rape one. French paper. Mason Greenwood accused of rape. Every turn you hear some black footballer accused of rape. You want hear people ask if racism is learned. I see Twitter stage up on the internet where school kids, a situation now where school kids that do these things. When you report it, then we look into it. That's one thing when them play all basketball and I peer racist chant and the little girl them touch all the basketball. Listen to all that, listen to this. Right there. Every time a little black girl touch it. Listen again for yourself, man. And that this are in some arena. Marble Falls Arena, whatever country that. For Canada. Consider one of the football one again. Mustang Nation. I'm like a black kid in the middle of the picture there. Because they view it. So then I say I became a big fan of yours after watching you this weekend. I'm sorry that happened. Rise above. I'm tell a little kid. A little kid there. Mustang Nation kid, them slaughter him racially. This is unacceptable, Asia. I'm sorry you and your team had to endure playing a game with this going on. I hope consequences are given accordingly. Who will be held accountable allowing this? One person say, the same thing happened to me at this same exact school. Crazy that this is a recurring issue. One person say, I've tagged the UIL. Relax phone. Whatever, and Dave Campbell's Texas basketball on your post in hopes of generating a response. I'm very sorry you had to experience this repulsive beer, Asia the kid name, and hope the offenders will be punished. Shut up. These are kids and that is... These are kids and that is okay. They have parents. What do they think? Kids learn it somewhere. Sad statement from Marble Falls. And I say, I'm sorry you had to endure this ignorance and hate. I hope and pray Marble Falls will be moved to action and ensure this behavior stops with this incident. You showed great poise and leadership in the moment. Wishing you success in all your future endeavors. And person named Coach Myers said this is called for banning from any future athletics. I'm sorry you had to endure such ignorance and hate. This is unacceptable, so sorry. That team should be fined. The person said this can't be allowed at women's sports. And no sports. No walk of life. Enough to go on. And person said it's Marble Falls. I expect no less from them. So it's a regular thing this person know of. We went through a lot in school. I'm sorry that happened to you. This person said, yes, you're the better person here. I applaud you for keeping your cool and playing through that nonsense. You and your team will conquer all. You have a great rest of the season. It's a primary school. The UIL will be farm, and if they don't do anything to the primary students or even adults, then the head of UIL should be fined. Enough of this racism. It's a terrible old school allowing this to happen. A terrible old school allowing this to happen. Their fans to disrespect a child like that and doing nothing. Sharing this out as much as possible. The adults in attendance should be ashamed. And somebody else now, Maya. As a student at Marble Falls, I wish I could say I'm surprised. This is not the only act of racism our student section has displayed this year. In our years past, with admin doing nothing to resolve the issue, sending my thoughts your way and begging Marble Falls to do better. The one there come from somebody where is a student or was a student at the school. This is just November gone. These things are happening. 20 of November, 20 or 21st of November. This happened just the other day. Less than 2 months ago. So, unlike these things are being taught. These things are applied more and more these last 10, 15, 20 years more than it was 30 years ago. It look like they're ramping up something. Somebody else now said, let's start off at your school, which also did similar to another team. And since all you have is noise in your background and don't know who it came from, or should cancel every kind of game ever shown because noise that appears during game. No more sports. Flip you. From I say that your face look like a face where support slackness. One of those that hide behind dark glass. These people hide behind dark glass, you can't trust them. White man behind dark glass. Kill you now. Black people, remember that. Never trust a white man behind a dark glass. Okay, let's skip off of that. Blackpool footballer Barely Lobala accused of raping teenager at his home. This one I know. A court heard Barely Lobala invited 18-year-old to his home, where he allegedly raped her. The footballer who plays for Blackpool FC now denies raping the girl in 2019. A footballer who asked his 18-year-old to his home to watch Netflix and chill grabbed her ear, then told her to keep quiet and be a good girl before raping her, a court heard. Burley Bez Labala, 24, plays for Blackpool FC now. This denies raping the girl in 2019. She told police she made it clear she did not want sex in several texts before driving to his house in Horsham, West Sussex. She sobbed and told the court, I said no, and he carried on. He turned into a different person. There was no kind of listening to what I did and did not want. It was just a stranger. But listen what happened now. The jury heard the woman had slept with the Lobala on two occasions before the alleged attack. Once in a hotel and again at his house. But here we go on. She then blocked him from her social media. Where the screen run past, time for scroll. She then blocked him from her social media account. Flipping out, man. Okay. She then blocked him from her social media while she was dating someone else. After that relationship ended, the player allegedly contacted her by text, persuading her to visit him. The voice message allegedly recorded as the woman left his house and drove herself home were played to the jury. The teenager who could be heard crying as she said, I drove up to my friend's house and we've been friends for ages. We have slept together in the past. We were just chilling and out of and it just happened and I didn't want him to. I told him I didn't want to. I'm just driving home in the dark. I can't stop crying. Prosecutor Richard Herndon said she wasn't raped by a stranger or outdoors or in the street or in alleyway. She was raped by a man she knew in his house. The woman today denied accusing Lubala of rape to cover her regret at sleeping with him. Asked under cross-examination by Julia Stewart, QC, why she had tried to back out of the prosecution last year, she said, I have a different life now. I thought this would put me 10 steps back. Lubala denies rape. The trial at Lewis Crown Court continues. See? This is another case, a rape, where it not highlight that much, but it out there, film career, and the panelica shambles thing too. See? You have a next case where some white woman in America falsely accused some black footballer of rape. At American football. She had tried to look a man. She interested in a man, the man not interested in her, she had look sympathy from him. So she got this event and fuck two other man, footballer, and bathroom and go look sympathy from the guy and say the guy them rape her. Right there, read it out for now. White woman who falsely accused two black footballer players of rape rolls her eyes through sentence hearing. If there is anyone in this world who needs to stay humble, keep their mouth shut, keep their mouth closed and mind their business, is this the woman who admitted to falsely accusing two football players of rape, all because she thought it would help her to get the attention of another person she was hoping to date. Unfortunately, that is not the case with the 19-year-old Nikki Jovino of Long Island, New York. In February 27, Jovino told police that she had been raped by two black Sacred Heart University football players. She said she had attended an off-campus party on October 15, 2016 in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where the two men pulled her into a basement bathroom and took turns raping her. Both young men denied the claim and said that the sex was consensual. Police conducted a full investigation. See our picture. Right. Jovina admitted Months later that she made up the story in an attempt to get sympathy from a young man she was hoping to date. She was originally charged with felony and tampering with evidence and misdemeanor falsely reporting an incident, but she made a deal and pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree falsely reporting an incident and 1 count of interfering with police, all of which are misdemeanors. Shortly before her case was set to go to trial, according to law and crime, authority agents will write this. By taking the plea agreement, Jovina avoided the more serious felony charge. The agreement also gave prosecutors a way to avoid the felony charge being reversed on appeal, while also ensuring Jovina served time for her crime. In the aftermath of her lie, the 2 young men who were accused ended up having to leave school and they lost their scholarship, they lost their priorities for education, athletics, and future life success, all because a desperate young woman wanted a date. Knowing these things, you'd think you've been at least one amount of remorse or humility, but you'd be wrong. Our reports that during her sentencing here on Thursday, Jovina rolled her eyes as one of her victims read a statement detailing the path of her false accusation continues to have on his life. Up until now, Malik St. Hilaire and his fellow victim have been kept their names out of the headlines and stayed out of the spotlight. But on Thursday, St. Hilaire told his attorney he wanted to confront Jovina about what she had done to him. Frank Rico II, attorney representing both the young men Jovina lied on, read a statement from the second young man, whom he identified only by his initials DB. The last almost 2 years have been definitely my most difficult in my life. The roller coaster of emotions, fear, anger, sadness, embarrassment, depression, anxiety, and the list goes on. She accused me of what I believe to be a horrendous, horrific crime out of her own selfish concerns. I lost my scholarship, my dream of continuing to play football, and now I am in debt $30,000. I am simply trying to get ahead as best as I can. Rico then called St. Hilaire for to read his statement. Hilaire told the court, I went from being a college student to sitting at home being expelled, with no way to clear my name. I just hope she knows what she has done to me. My life will never be the same. I did nothing wrong. But everything has been altered because of this. St. Hilaire said he experienced anxiety and PTSD as a result of the false charges. Superior Court Judge William Holden sentenced Jovina to 3 years in prison. Her sentence was to be suspended after she serves 1 year, followed by probation. In the video on law and crime posted in their website, Jovina's body language does not reflect someone who regrets her action. Law and crime asked her attorney, Ryan O'Neill, about Jovina appearing to roll her eyes during the said proceeding. O'Neill said she was not, and told the judge, O'Neill told Law and Crime that the judge had not reprimanded his client for her behavior, and that Jovina's action in court was just a nervous young woman trying to keep her ear out of her face. And as a breeze blow hard in her court, her face as she stood restrained for a long period of time. She also said it was unfair to characterize her behavior as defiant. Yeah, whatever. She don't have no remorse for what she do to another black man. And I say, people, them just do it. Go see us up. We look past some image. Benjamin Mendy, Mason Greenwood. The youth that me just read about from Blackpool. Another one, yeah. That's a white college student charge. White college student charged with making false rape claims against black football players. Okay, that's the same story I just don't read out. That's what I name. Antonia Brown tries to move on. And say Antonia Brown accused of rape, sexual assault in federal lawsuit. Former college classmate accused New England Patriots wide receiver Antonia Brown of rape and sexual assault in federal lawsuit. See? 2021. So now that you would have to leave the game. Tampa, Florida. Antonio Brown's latest messy departure from the NFL's team, the Buccaneers, was not about an injury, Coach Bruce Arians said Monday. Yes, the Buccaneers are moving on from Brown, whose NFL career is on hold yet again after another in a series of incidents, including 2 women accusing him of sexual assault in 2019. But Arians dispelled the notion that Brown stormed out the field Sunday, tossing some of his gear into the stands and waving to fans at the Jets' MetLife Stadium after refusing to go back in because of an ankle injury that had sidelined him for several weeks. Twice, Arians was asked about Brown's claiming he was hurt. Both times the coach answered no, that Brown didn't tell him he was injured. It's pretty obvious what happened. He left the field and that was it, Aaron said, declining to elaborate on the exchange the coach said he had with the receiver on the sideline. Pressed for details on what was said and whether Brown claimed he was too injured to play, Aaron replied, "We had a conversation and he left the field." Asked what specifically was said that might move Brown to react the way he did, the coach added, "You have to ask him, brother. I don't have a clue. I just hope best for him," Arian said while shedding a light on what led to Brown taking off his jersey, shoulder pads, undershirt, and gloves before walking off during the third quarter of Sunday's 28-24 Tampa victory. Arian added he has no regrets about giving the often troubled receiver an opportunity to play with Tom Brady and revive a career derailed on and off by on and off the field issues, even though it ended in such a bizarre fashion. Tampa Bay was Brown's third team since his last full season in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2018. So, a picture I show 30 Oakland, New England, just before putting a game for Riders. The 33-year-old Brown also had messy departures from Oakland and New England, released before ever playing a game for the Raiders, and then suited up just once during a brief stay with the Brady-led Patriots in 2019. I wish him well. I hope if he needs help, gets some, said Arians, who was Pittsburgh offensive coordinator when the Steelers drafted Brown in the 6th round in 2010. It's very hard because I do care about him. Brown hadn't played in the NFL in more than 13 months when he signed with the Bucs in October 2020, as he neared the end of an 8-game suspension for multiple violations of the NFL's personal conduct policy. At the time, Brown was also facing a civil lawsuit filed in September 2019 by a female personal trainer who accused him of sexually assaulting her on 3 occasions, including rape. Now, me will ask any woman where no want that to happen, especially a second. You are a personal trainer. If you're a personal trainer and you're qualified and can get job elsewhere, and a man assault you once and you're not into it, you don't report it? Okay. So you let that slide. You know, tell the man say you don't want that happen again. Two, do you go back if you know if you don't want him to do it again? You go back. And if you twice, why you gonna go back for make it up the third time? Till it reach the reef. Alright, then we could continue read. I took a lot of time off from the game to reevaluate myself, to look within, to get better perspective of myself and work on myself within and without, Brown said in November 2020. Brady welcomed Tampa Bay's decision to give Brown a chance and allow the four-time All-Pro to stay with him in a home the quarterback was renting from Baseball Hall of Famer Derek Jeter. I won't say I'm a different person, but I am a better person, Brown said then. Learning a lot about myself, working on myself for a year and a half, I think I'm a better person. Several members of area and staff in Tampa Bay, including offensive coordinator Brown, Byron Leftwich, once I worked with Brown early in the receiver's career, Brown said he felt those relationships would help him make the most of the opportunity. For a while it worked. Brown had 45 receptions for 483 yards and 4 touchdowns over the final 8 games of last season. He also contributed during the playoffs and caught a touchdown pass in the Bucs Super Bowl win over Kansas City. He signed another one-year deal last May and was off to a strong start when he was sidelined with an ankle injury at Philly in mid-October. Brown returned to the lineup 2 weeks ago after serving a 3-game suspension for misrepresenting his COVID-19 vaccination status with a fake card and had 10 catches for 101 yards in a win over Carolina. He had 3 receptions for 26 yards against the Jets, finishing the season with 42 catches for 545 yards and 4 touchdowns. An impressive streak of 6 consecutive seasons with at least 100 catches and 1,000 yards receiving and ended with when Brown's erratic behavior on and off the field led Pittsburgh to trade him to Oakland March 2019. A tumultuous short stay with the Raiders ended with Brown demanding and being granted his release during training camp. By that time the Raiders had voided guaranteed money in Brown's contract. After a summer with the team began with Brown, among other things, missing a number of practices because of frostbitten feet attributed to not wearing proper footwear during a cryotherapy session. He also tangled with the NFL and threatened to retire if forced to wear a new helmet. He later was fined by the Raiders for what the team said were unexcused absence during training. Brown also had an ugly departure from New England after catching 4 passes for 56 yards and a touchdown with his only game with the Patriots, which released him after the ex-trainer accused him of sexual assault. I'm on work upon him. What I say? Over 12 NFL seasons, Brown has 928 receptions for 12,291 yards and 83 touchdowns. He caught a pass in his last 144 games. He's caught a pass in his last 144 games, the longest successive streak in the league. Well, them done that, that's all done. Them done it. Okay, idiot way. Fred Goodall of the Associate Press wrote this story. And say Tom Brady say on the Antonio Brown situation, everyone should be compassionate and empathetic. I am no more him the closer to the youth. Female them must stay. I say Antonio Brown quits the game. So him have some record where stand up where. Huh? I see any more issue where black are available. Yes, where black footballers. Are charged for rape. No, I say July 29th, 2022. Who this? Metropolitan Police told Sky Sports on Thursday that no further action will be taken in relation to the alleged offense in June 2021. The 29-year-old man is still under investigation of incidents in April 2021 and June 2022. Premier League footballer arrested on suspicion of rape is no longer being investigated for one of the 3 alleged incidents. The name of the man. A spokesman for the police said on 4th July allegation of rape of a woman in her 20s was reported to police. Barnett. So while him in custody, him being arrested on alleged rape of 2 other women, black footballers. And no name. So the man was issued on bail until a date in August, but his bail has since been extended to a date in October. And so much issues of accusations and this and that, but you don't call him name, bail, all kind of things happen. And the one a potential of the youth, Mason Greenwood. Premier League footballer. Oh. It's the story now, Besuma. Premier League player who was arrested for rape can fulfill job commitments, says club. The Premier League club whose player has been arrested on suspicion of rape has told that it is not suspending him. The footballer was suspended and then rearrested for allegedly committing 2 more attacks on a different woman. He denies the allegation. Okay, and said despite Mason Greenwood being suspended by his club Manchester United after he was arrested on suspicion of rape and assault on another club, suspending a player after he was arrested on suspicion of committing child sex offences. This club, who like the player we cannot name for legal reasons, is not taking the same step. Yves Bissouma, then of Brighton and now of Tottenham, was not suspended by his club when he was arrested alongside a man in his 40s on a suspicion of sexual assault in Brighton last October. He has since been cleared of the allegation. Benjamin Lee of Manchester City, who has denied 9 sexual 6 women, played for his club until he was charged by the police. The player, who is in his late 20s but cannot be named for legal reasons, was first arrested in North London on suspicion of rape. Taken in custody, he was subsequently released on bail. The player's club said in a statement to The Athletic, we're aware of the allegations which are currently the subject of a police investigation. We have confirmed that the player denies the allegation is on police bail pending the outcome of their inquiries. There have been no charges laid and the player can fulfill his professional commitments, including permitted travel. We take our commitments and responsibilities seriously and have followed our safeguarding policies and procedures. We will keep this matter under close consideration and will review further if circumstances change. So, you see, on a 1 or 2 or 3 black players I go through these sort of things. So, I'm going to say to these black youths, leave these white girls alone. For no financial sanity, for no freedom, for no peace of mind. Not to say all white girls are gonna accuse you of rape or something. It's possible some of them don't even want to do it. It's possible that just some racist people dead there. Incite some little things and peer pressure. Make them come do these things. I know some of them will do these things. Some of them regret it, some of them don't. But for phone safety, leave them alone. That's all I have to say.